about downloading apps on the Moto G Power, which is standard issue through the KCDD Access to Technology Project, in the right place. So here's our agenda for the day. First, we're going to do a welcome, so everybody will get a chance to introduce themselves. We're going to talk briefly about downloading apps safely on the Moto G Power. Josh and Skylar are going to give their tips and tricks, and they're going to talk about 10 apps you might want to download. And then we'll have a Q&A session. Okay. So, well, I'm going to stop our share for just a moment so that we can introduce ourselves. So I'll kick it off and then I'll hand it over to Craig. I am Rachel and I work with the Kansas Council on Developmental Disabilities with their communications efforts, and I'm happy and excited to be here with you guys today. Okay.
Hi, my name is Craig Knudsen. I'm with the Kansas Council on Developmental Disabilities, and really excited that you guys can join us today. And I'm really excited to hear from Josh and Skylar on what they've learned about downloading apps today. So Skylar, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself first?
Hi, Skylar from DD Council. And what? Talking technology.
Awesome.
Josh?
Oh, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Josh Alsters. I live here in Topeka, and I'm on the Kansas Council on Developmental Disabilities. And I'm looking forward to teaching you all our tips and tricks today on our apps and stuff. So looking forward to that.
Robin?
My name is Robin Herzog. I work for SAC, and I will be going back to work about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, great. We're so glad you could be here with us today.
Well, thank you.
And it looks like we have also Tammy.
I'm Tammy Allen with Families Together, and I'm also Skylar's mom.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Julie, if you're with us and you'd like to introduce yourselves, you can do so. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and keep plunking away. Alrighty, I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. So welcome. We are so glad you're here with us today and glad you're watching. So again, we're going to explore a little bit today about the Moto G Power and downloading apps safely. If you're an Access to Technology Project participant, Moto G Power phone is the standard issue. And we hope that you've enjoyed learning how to use it with us, and that you're really getting options and productivity out of your phone. So we're going to talk a little bit about downloading apps today, and then Josh and Skylar are going to tell us about some apps they think are pretty cool. So the primary step to downloading apps on the Moto G Power is to go to the Google Play Store. If you look at this image on the left, you have numbers and lines. The Google Play Store icon is the one that has the 3 next to it. So that's how you know you're going to be in the right place downloading an app. You should choose carefully when you want to download an app. Moto really recommends that you use the Google Play Store to download your apps because it helps keep you safe from spyware, phishing, viruses, and other things. So for best results, stick to the Google Play Store.
Hey, Rachel, this is Craig. Um, I know like on my phone, I've kind of moved where my apps are located on my phone. Could
Uh-huh.
you describe what the Google Play Store app button looks like for people?
Yes, let me go back. Okay, so the Google Play Store app is a white app, and then it has the triangle that's pointing to the right, and it's made up of a bunch of different colors. It might have the words Google Play Store below it, but if you look at this icon here, with the number 3 next to it, and it has also a little blue dot. I think that means you might need some app updates or you have a notification of some kind. That'll be the app, the icon that you're looking for. Thank you, Craig. That was a great question. Oh, okay. We also encourage you to look at the app's ratings and comments, or have somebody help you do that before you install the apps if you're not sure the app is right for you. People are honest and happy to share their honest opinions, and so you can find out what other people have experienced using the app you might be considering. Also, Moto encourages you to think about the apps that you're using, and if you feel like they're using too much memory, data, they're sucking your battery or anything else, you can always uninstall it. The last thing we want to discuss is when you install an app, no matter where you're installing it from, when you first open it, it's going to ask you to give it permissions. It will tell you which permissions it needs, and you can always decide to cancel the installation of your app, or you can adjust the permissions under your settings. Anybody have any questions about that? Okay, great. Who in here has ever been the victim of clickbait? You can type in the chat, or you can raise your hand. This GIF shows you how quickly clickbait can get out of control on your computer or your phone. So we're going to stop this slideshow for just 1 second so that we can watch a video to learn about clickbait. Here we go. So I'm going to start it, and also this video does not have audio, so I'm going to go ahead and read the words here, and everybody just say yes, hear the music. Can you hear it? Clickbait can be text, videos, pictures designed to make you click.
Rachel, we're not seeing it.
Funny, something scary, something that makes you angry, or something cute. It has attention-grabbing headlines. I think, okay, hold on a second, guys. I wasn't sharing my screen. Okay, here we go. All right, let's try this one more time. I'm sorry, you guys. What is clickbait? Clickbait can be text, videos, or pictures designed to make you click. It could be something funny, something scary, something that makes you angry, or something cute. It has attention-grabbing headlines. For example, you won't believe what happens next. This will blow your mind. What we found was shocking, and other tricks. To tickle your curiosity, making you want to click. Things get exaggerated or completely made up to get more clicks, shares, and likes. Because the more visitors to a website, the more money it makes. This is why so many things online are shocking, outrageous, or completely untrue. Some clickbait contains malware that can infect your device or steal your information. So resist the click. Stop and think before you click, share, or like. Don't feed the clickbait sharks. Okay, and this awesome video was created by the Digital Life Skills Company. Get out of here before it stops. It starts showing us something else. Okay, so I think everybody kind of understands, hopefully now, what clickbait is. It's crazy, exaggerated information on the internet that entices you to click on something in the hopes of making money off of you, or stealing your information, or putting your device at risk by potentially exposing it to a virus. So hopefully that helped you learn a little bit about clickbait and how to avoid it. Does anybody have any questions at this point before we move on?
Rachel, where would we usually see clickbait?
That is a great question. Skylar and Josh, I don't know if you want to chime in, but I know I see a lot of clickbait on Facebook. Also in apps and games that you download that are free. They have like little commercials and ads in between levels that will convince you to click on something to download another game, or tell you want a prize. Josh, Skylar, what do you think?
I definitely agree. I mean, when you're playing a game, you know, and you're getting going on it, it's something pops up. You're like, man, I don't know if I want to check this out or not.
What about you, Skylar? Have you ever come into contact with clickbait, or where do you find it normally?
You can pretty much very well on the phone, computer, tablet. It comes up fast, and when you're least expecting it.
Right, yeah.
And then when you think you're finally done with it, something you think you'll clear it all out, something else will pop up unexpectedly.
You're totally right, Skylar. I myself have been stuck in an endless chain of pop-ups and crazy things like that. So yes, you're right. They're absolutely everywhere. So it's all the more important to be educated about what clickbait is and how to avoid it. Hey, Robin, I know you said you have to go soon. Do you have any questions or comments real fast?
No.
Okay, cool. Great. So we're going to go ahead and move on then. And I'm going to go back to our slides. And now it is time to hear from Josh and Skylar. Let me get my slides back up. Okay, here we go. Tips and tricks with Josh and Skylar. So we're going to talk about 10 apps that you might want to download. Josh and Skylar, just say next when you're ready for me to move on.
All right. Okay. Number 10 is contacts. So like when you want to contact somebody in your family, you can go to your contacts, or if you want to contact your, your staff or workers, or make sure to call somebody that if you need to get a ride or something. Up next, Rachel.
The weather app is a way to find out what the weather is. You can check out the weather app for the hourly, daily, uh, and most people, some people don't realize there might be a um, radar, so you can see what storms are coming. And you do, when you go to the radar, you have to say quick to move the radar. So yeah, okay, next.
All right, so a favorite app of mine is ESPN, so I can check on the Chiefs and Royals and K-State and KU, and check on my sports scores for those teams, and read stories about certain players either getting hurt or traded or anything like that. So next one.
The Duo app is kind of like FaceTime, and you just get on it and talk to other people. If you have Facebook, then it's pretty similar. A lot of people use it for business meetings and whatnot. Okay, next.
All right, news apps. I usually look at my local news app here in Topeka that tells me what's going on around here in Topeka and around the state. So if you guys like to look at wherever you guys live in Kansas, you can go to the Play Store and look up your local news app and download it from there, from the Play Store, so you can look up your own news in your area and see what's going around. So next one, please.
YouTube is another place to watch little videos, movies, and what's thing about YouTube is there's a lot of videos and some movies are free with ads. That if you want to rent a movie or buy a movie, it does cost. And I learned a lot of stuff just from YouTube. If you want to learn something how to do it, just type it in and it's an amazing app. Next.
All right, so number 4 is games. So if you have a favorite game that you like to play, you can look on the Google Play Store. And right now, my favorite one to play is Candy Crush on there. So next one, please.
Zoom is another way to talk to people. A lot of people use it in their jobs. Doctors, and family and friends. Yes.
I just would like to throw out there that the KCDD Coffee House is hosted via Zoom, and so are a lot of awesome KCDD events. So that's definitely a must-have app. Okay, Josh, take it away.
Yep. So the next one's Facebook. Like Rachel said, you can keep track of KCDD Coffee House and SAC events and whatever else you belong to. You can go on Facebook and, you know, talk to your friends, even on Facebook Messenger. And so you can do a lot on Facebook. So next one, please.
And the Spiral News app is one that if you'll have to get a hold of and mostly people, you can. What's nice about the news app, I mean, this Spiral app, is you can chat with somebody live and they would have no clue what you're doing. So you might be talking to a person that need to get help somehow, but they're just thinking you're talking to chatting with one of your friends, but really you're getting help. Next.
Hey, Skylar, I got a quick question about that Inspire News app.
Yeah.
I think you saw that on Dr. Phil, right?
Yeah,
And what this is, it's not really a news app, but it's kind of like a cover so that if you're in a dangerous situation, like you feel like someone's abusing you, and you don't want them to know that you're trying to get help, you could use that Aspire News app to ask for help so that if someone looks at your phone, it looks like you're reading a news app rather than calling for help, right?
right.
Awesome. What a great app. I'm glad you found that.
Yeah, man. Thank you for recommending that, Skylar. That's so awesome. I think I really ought to check that out. Okay, great. Well, that concludes the top 10. So now it's time for Q&A. I'm going to go ahead and stop our slide deck, and anybody who has questions about using and downloading apps on their Moto G Power phone, we'll do our best to answer those questions. Or if you have advice, feedback, tips for other people, you can feel free to share those too.
I have a question. Sometimes when I see apps on my phone, sometimes they cost money and sometimes they don't. So how do I know which one would be the best one to get?
I would probably say, Tammy, try the free one first, and then if you like it, you can probably, you know, either use your credit card, but you have to be careful, or you can get something with like a kind of like for the Apple, but I think they have them for Google. It's like a gift card that you can use like certain amounts. I think they start anywhere from what, $5 to probably $500, I think. But you have to go to like Walmart, Target, you know, Walgreens, you know, your local grocery stores. So that's kind of what I would say.
With that, with surprising because there was an app that I was looking into for this, and I thought it was free and you can download it, and they said you have to pay monthly credit cards. So with that, you still got to be careful. I mean, you can still download it, but it won't cost you. But if you want to use it, it will cost you, and you can use your credit card, debit card. So you still have to look more into it.
Yeah, I think you both bring up some good points. I mean, Skylar, you mentioned that if you aren't careful, if you use your credit card or your debit card, sometimes you can get recurring charges that you may not be aware of. And then, but Josh also pointed out that kind of a way around that is if you are going to pay for an app, maybe you might look into getting a gift card at like Walmart for the Google Play Store for that. And so that way it just charge the card, and once, you know, that's taken care of, it won't have your personal financial information. Great advice from both of you guys.
Yeah, man. I thought that was great advice as well. Does anybody else have any questions or something they'd like to share?
Well, I just got a comment. I just got a scam call on my phone while we're in the meeting, but I decline it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you did not accept that spam call, Robin.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you just hate those? Okay, cool. Well, I believe that's all we have for today. So if nobody has any further thoughts or
Well, I do. Just an idea. Can we do this next one in the morning so I can attend the whole thing? Because I leave in the afternoon.
yes, we can. We can do it in the morning. Absolutely. We will talk as a group to find out when's the best time to do the next session, and we will let everybody know when that will be.
All right. Thank you.
Happy May the 4th, everybody.
Yeah, happy Star Wars Day, everybody.
Josh
You guys.
and
Happy Cinco de
Skylar.
Mayo tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
See y'all
Okay.
later.
Good job.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for being on, and to Josh and Skylar for doing such an awesome job helping me with this session.
Great.